Namaskar. Welcome to Ahara Arogya Adhyatma, the light of samskara. Today we have Pawan Srivatsa. At a young age, he is not only a psychologist, he is also an Adhyatma Jivi. He is an evolved person. Now he has come to explain to us what is the importance of meditation, why we should do the meditation, and how we have to do the meditation. And then later on, again, he will explain to us what is the effect of meditation on our mind and the body and the health. So, namaskar, welcome, Pawanji.
Namaskar, namaskar.
So, yeah, today everybody is in either anxiety or stress or distress. All the time, the like type A personalities, they are just jogging or trying to reach something, and in the bargain, suddenly they fall dead. And those who do the meditation, they live for 100 years. We have seen the yogis. But now the concept has changed. Once upon a time, we used to see dhyana meditation means going to Himalaya and doing the tapas. But today, wherever we are working, whatever we are doing, if we concentrate on that, that itself is meditation. What do you say?
It is very true, ma'am. There is a false notion because of the movies that we have seen or the pictures that we have seen about rishis. They say that people used to go to Himalayas or hide in the caves and do meditation. But what is meditation? According to me, is it is one-pointedness of mind. It is being mindful about what we are doing and giving our 100% to what we are doing at this very
Yes.
moment as well, ma'am. When you start speaking, I suddenly stop speaking and I start listening. That is meditation. When I start speaking, I concentrate on every aspect of it, every word of it, every alphabet of it, every pronunciation of it. That is meditation, is what I believe in.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. In fact, all of us cannot go to Himalaya, do the meditation, and renounce the world. But remaining in the world, doing our work with the dedication, with the discipline, that is very important. Now, can you tell us how exactly you think the meditation has to be done?
Meditation is, according to me, has to be taught at a very young age. But
True.
we have already come across the adolescents as well, because majority of the students, they are already disturbed. Actually, meditation can be used as primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. But
Excellent.
but in primary prevention, how to teach it is very simple. We can't ask them to keep their eyes closed, sit in one place, put Padmasana and sit with Dhyana Mudra. It doesn't make sense. It is a very difficult thing to start with. The basic
Yes.
way to start it, and an easy way to start with, is while having your food, keep your gadgets away, turn the TV off, look at the food that you are eating, taste it, smell it, feel it. Use all your five sense organs to understand what you're doing at that particular point in time. That is the way we bring all the five sense organs together and we become mindful about what we are doing.
Exactly. It is so very important. Today, the mothers are doing very, very wrong things. They're giving the mobile to the child and they are looking into the mobile. The child is with mobile, the mother is with mobile, and her hand is going somewhere and the feeding. And this is the most unmindful of feeding the child. And that's how they are having the more of psychological problems, obesity, and all the problems. So I think in the 12th century, Baswanna called the food as the prasada. Prasada means, it's a divine gift from the blessing from the God. And then, you apply it to your eyes, and with so much of bhakti, you swallow it. So each morsel, every time you eat, you have to say Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva, Shiva Shiva. So even if you eat very little, you are very satisfied. But today, people are eating like mad, and then there is no satisfaction at all because they are not mindful of what they are eating and what they are thinking. And that's how we know it is so very important that this whole world, the people are aping at the West, but the West is looking at us and they are improving. And not only that, We have this meditation has come as a part of Ashtanga Yoga from Shiva himself, and then Dattatreya taught us. But today, what has happened is in Japan in 1990, they called a Takatsubo syndrome. That means the
Okay.
heart pumping capacity had gone and the patient had gone into heart failure. Lots of youngsters they got admitted, and then they didn't know what exactly it was, because the Japanese were so hardworking. They were living for 110 years. Why the
Mm.
youngsters are getting admitted like this? Then they analyzed the whole thing. They saw that the mind was disturbed. They were all stressed. They were all angry. They were frustrated and they were disgusted with the life. And that is the reason the brain was producing fight or flight hormones called as catecholamines and cortisol 400 times more. And that was having a bad effect on the heart. And because the heart was not pumping, all the body cells were not getting the blood supply and nutrition, and they were feeling very weak. And then what they did was they taught the transcendental meditation of our Mahesh Yogi, and within 72 hours, just meditating for 20 minutes in the morning and the evening, the heart pumping came back to normal, and it was pumping with the 60-70%. And this made the whole world open their eyes. And today, the meditation has got the maximum number of research papers, even from the American College of Cardiology. And I spoke about the divine interventions in the outcomes of cardiovascular diseases in the National Conference of Cardiological Society. 3,000 cardiologists were listening, and this is the effect. Because today, we have to concentrate on what we are doing, what we are eating, what we are thinking, because there is the neurohormonal axis. What is happening in the brain, that effect is there on the heart. What is happening to the heart, that effect is on the body. So this brain, heart, and the body axis, if it has to be all right, the meditation has to be there. So what do you say about it?
It's very true, ma'am. It's very true because I mean, as a psychologist, what I say is your body can be fooled by what your
Yes,
mind is saying.
correct.
If you think you are sitting in the darkness and I throw a rope at you, you believe it to be a snake and you start reacting. The flight or flight reaction starts happening there. Just because you thought that it was a snake, the way you behave will change. Similarly, this world, you being an individual and this world and this darkness being the agnana, what we have, the ignorance. We think that ignorance is bliss, but the
No, no, no.
ignorance
I
that comes
say
through
ignorance
wisdom is
is a
bliss.
crime. Ignorance is criminal. See, out
Yes,
of ignorance, you commit lots of mistakes. See,
mistakes.
all these the fights and the wars and
Yes,
the whole thing is unstable thing. It is because of their ignorance.
ignorance.
And the one
Ignorance.
who's the sthita prajna, who takes everything in a right perspective, like a yogi, and then they will not do this. You are very
That
right.
is the point. That is why I say the ignorance that comes through wisdom gives you bliss. That is a permanent bliss. How do we attain that? Is by understanding the simple metaphorical situation, right? We are in the darkness. The awareness about the darkness and the illusion that the mind creates when we are in the darkness is the reason behind all our sufferings. To
Correct,
become aware about the darkness, to become aware about ourselves, is the first step towards
correct,
the spiritual meditation. So
correct.
mindful meditation, spiritual meditation, religious meditation, there are plenty other types of meditations that I as a
Okay.
psychologist teach the various different types of meditations too. But we have to first focus on the insight. What am I? Who am I?
Yes.
Why am I
Yes.
suffering? Why am I feeling a certain way? I should understand what am I thinking in my mind. What is my body reacting like to the thoughts that are running in my mind? How is it impacting my behavior? These things can be understood very easily without the help of a psychologist, with the help of meditation. That is what I
Okay.
want to say, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. In fact, meditation, it is said, it is like, tuning or disciplining your brain.
Yes,
And
yes.
when they have done the brain mapping after the before and after meditation, you can see that there is a chaotic electromagnetic waves when the person is agitated. But once they do meditation, all the chaotic electromagnetic waves come down, and there's a peace of the mind, and the electromagnetic waves also they get down.
They get
And
down.
this has been shown scientifically that meditation has got a very powerful effect on the mind. That is, of course, the brain is controlling the mind. And that's why, all the negativities to go, and to get the positivity, meditation helps a lot. So lots of people, they are suffering because of the negativity in their mind. And once that is converted to positivity, definitely their life will be much better. So thank you very much for your wonderful exposition of the meditation. And in fact, we want one more episode with you where you can teach the various methods of meditation, how exactly the meditation has an effect on the body, mind, and the heart. So thank you very much, Pawan.
My pleasure.
Very
My
grateful
pleasure.
to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.